Today it's time to start touching up our writing and making it even better. Yesterday you spent some time looking at mentor text and some books on your own, finding precise language that helps make our story better and easier to understand. I want to share my story with you today, and you might notice that I have some green parts highlighted. So the green parts that are highlighted are parts that I went back in my text and I added more precise language. So I would like to share that with you today, and this is going to be your task today. You're not going to have to highlight it, but your job is to go back in your text today and add that precise language. So I'll show you my story so far. "What in the world were you thinking?" my dad screamed at the top of his lungs while his face turned a bright red, angry red. It was at that moment that I realized this wasn't going to end the way that I had planned. It all began one drizzly July morning back in 1980. I was 8 years old and as curious as a nosy woodpecker. My family was enjoying our yearly week-long vacation at my Uncle Mike and Aunt Mary Lou's cabin in the deep woods of Alpena. This is more precise language here. Their cabin was small and our family was large in number. There were 9 people all crammed into the cabin that morning. The rain was steadily coming down, and it looked like there was no end in sight. I was a restless child. I was a restless child. I needed to be busy. I could feel my insides ready to explode if I didn't find something to do or explore soon. As I gazed out the window, something caught my eye. It was Uncle Mike's brand new motorhome. The motorhome glistened under the raindrops as it proudly sat parked at the top of the hill where the cabin was located. I decided it would be fun to venture out and explore the motorhome. As I climbed the steps to the motorhome, I was instantly hit with the smell. Everything smelled brand new, from the shiny leather seats to the soft plush carpet under my feet. My senses were on overload. My eyes quickly took in all of the glamour of this lovely home on wheels. I highlighted that whole couple sentences because that really helps paint a picture. It was talking about all the things I could smell and see and feel. As my eyes were scanning, they stopped on the driver's seat. I felt the pull of the steering wheel pulling me closer as my mind began to race. I wondered, what would it be like to drive this motorhome? I remember thinking, how hard could it really be? I highlighted this in yellow because it really shows precisely what I was thinking and feeling at that time. I slithered into the driver's seat. Oops, sorry, just adjusting this so we can see it better. I slithered into the driver's seat. I hung one hand on the top of the steering wheel like I'd seen my dad do hundreds of times. I began to turn the wheel from side to side like I was cruising down the highway. I should have stopped here, but I didn't. The gear shifter was calling my name. I could hear it in my head. It was saying, pull me, pull me, pull me. How could a curious child such as myself ignore this calling? I decided to go for it. What is the worst that could happen? Well, I was about to find out. Okay? I highlighted this in orange because, again, this is all of those senses. It was telling me what was going on in that crazy little mind of mine. I gently placed my right hand on the shiny gear shifter. I gave it a slight pull. Nothing happened. I tried pulling it again with a little more strength this time. Nothing happened. I was puzzled and perplexed, but I was also determined. So that means I was confused, but I was going to figure this out. So I took a long, deep breath and gathered up all my strength. I yanked on the gear shifter with all of the strength I had in my scrawny 8-year-old arm. It worked. The shifter jerked out of the parked position. So I pulled again. Okay? I'm going to stop there for today, but I hope that you can see how I went back and I added precise language. Your job today is to go back into your text, look at the body of your writing, and that's one of the great things about using Google Docs. We can go back and we can add in more precise language. I want you to add at least 1 or 2 or multiple precise words or phrases to every single paragraph. that you have in the body of your text. You can never add enough precise language, okay? When you're doing your free write today, make sure you're practicing using that precise language. Don't forget our non-negotiables. Go over those now. And writers, begin writing.